Heyo. My name is James. This is my channel, Big Ol' Words. I am going to be streaming some Genesis 6 and 1, the Genesis 6-pack, which I just realized today is spelled PAK, not PACK, which is totally new to me. I've had this game for I don't know how many years, 20 years, and I never realized that. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, the Genesis 6-pack is 6 games. Sonic, Super Hang-On, Columns, Golden Axe, Revenge of Shinobi, and then Streets of Rage. What's up to everyone out there? There's oh yeah, let me turn the sound on. It's not sound for you guys, but not for me. There's like a really weird Baroque music that plays here at the beginning. Yeah, what's up to Elucidus? I hope I got it right that time. Channel 6ness, which I think is more like Channel Anus. Maybe I read that right. Atlas Videos, Jeff Lindquist, Nexus Creed, Benjamin Toth, James Edie. I'm reading out everyone's fucking name. Dylan, Joe Cool, yo, what's up? Serene Velocity, Doralaxon, Digital Booty, my favorite name on the internet. Gordoral, love it that you guys are here. Yeah, I think the obvious choice that everyone wants to see is Columns. I will say ahead of time that I did play Streets of Rage on a stream before when my friend came over, Steven. We played Streets of Rage 1 and 2, including this version on the Genesis 6-pack. I love Golden Axe, but I'm kind of more of a stickler for playing it 2-player, so I don't think I'll play that. The games I have played the least are Revenge of Shinobi and Super Hang-On. And I think, even though it's only going to be for like a minute, I am going to play some Columns. And then probably Super Hang-On, Sonic, and then Shinobi is the one I actually want to kind of dedicate the most time to. So unless you guys prefer one or the other, I might let you vote beyond Columns which game to play next. I guarantee I will not play this very long. It's once you get about 5 seconds of Columns, you've got about, well, every second you ever need of Columns. I kind of fucked around with this earlier, and I can't really remember any great strategy for being good at it, other than it's kind of boring. It's fine. But compared to what I would consider like the much better version of something like this, which would be like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine or something like that, this one is just okay. It's just okay. There, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe. Yep, this is Columns. Sure do drop a lot of stuff. I'm trying to be strategic here, but I'm not getting the exact block I wanted. Oh well. Fuck it. We're just gonna drop some blocks. Damn, I'm bored of this already, and I'm the one playing it. Whew. Boy, this is definitely a game. Alright, that's enough. I'm already bored of it. Ah, what the fuck? Why did it go back to this screen? That's annoying. So, I'm playing on my original Genesis with the 6-pack, and the downside of that is that if you want to switch games, you not only have to you have to turn the game off. You can't just reset, so you're going to see me standing up several times here. Yeah, Puyo Puyo is exactly what I'm talking about. Or Kirby's Avalanche. That game rules. I don't dislike Columns. I didn't want to play it. I just wanted to play it for a second. Yeah, and Atomic Dracula. You mentioned Shinobi. I've actually only played Shinobi 3. I have that. I don't have the second one, Shadow Dancer. I think I've maybe played Revenge of Shinobi for like a second. So it's really the one I'm least familiar with, and probably the one I want to play the most. So I think we'll probably build up to that. Kirby did have some good offshoots. I really love Kirby's Dream Course, the weird mini golf game. That game is so fun to me. I did play it briefly with when my buddy Andy was over on a stream once, but I would love to play it more in depth. Yeah, comms is kind of boring. Sure. This is one of those games I've probably played for like half a second. I really remember very little of it, other than I thought it looked pretty cool. It's funny, I actually was thinking about playing Road Rash. I don't know why, it just kind of came to me, and I love that game. But then I just couldn't decide if that would be, how fun that would be to play over the course of a couple hours. It's really awesome, and I enjoy it, but it does get a little monotonous. But I don't know. If you guys want to watch some Road Rage, maybe Road Rash, maybe next time I'll play some Road Rash. I still have another like cart that like a ROM hack cart for Ghosts and Goblins that I'm gonna play here soon. I just wanted to play I think I might play the original for a little bit and then play the hack just to see if I can really tell the difference. But it's supposed to be kind of like an improvement on Ghosts and Goblins, making it a little easier. Some of the weapons, I think you can select between them instead of being stuck with them. This is definitely Super Hang-On. I think maybe I played more the Hang-On for the Master System. I grew up on a street with a bunch of kids my age, all boys, and they were all only children, so they all had lots of video games. And myself and another kid had a Nintendo, and then two of the kids had Master Systems. And then when the next generation came, they all got Sega Genesis. Every one of them, except for me. I didn't get anything. And so we played a lot of Sega Genesis. It's why I'm so fond of it, even though it's obviously not the better of the 16-bit systems, but I have a ton of nostalgia for it, and a lot more experience playing these than a lot of the Super Nintendo games, which I didn't really play until maybe a few years ago. This is definitely a race. Yeah, now I wish I was playing Road Rash so I could punch somebody. This is not as thrilling to just be driving. This might be a really quick stream. I don't know how long I want to play Super Hang-On. Something I'll throw out there now before I forget about it. I'm thinking about switching over to Twitch. Not because I have any preference over the platform, but I've noticed since I kind of came back from my little break that my videos haven't really been getting as many views, which isn't like the end of the world or something, but I think part of it may be that before I didn't really keep my streaming stuff up so people could watch it, and I just noticed more people like unsubscribing, and then the like new videos not really getting as many views, and that's kind of a bummer because I work way too hard on them to like not really see a bunch of people see it, you know. But I don't know how you guys feel about it, if you fuck with Twitch or anything like that, or if it's worth it. I could go back to what I was doing before, which is just when the stream was over, I would just I'd keep it up for a couple days, and then I'd just move it to private, basically, so that it wasn't like kind of cluttering up my page. But now it's like they have a separate place for live on your YouTube channel, which is why I wanted to keep them up. But now I feel like it's having a negative effect. I could just be reading into it too much, but next week is like, it's not that the video itself is very clickbaity, but the fucking title and image are super clickbaity. So if it doesn't get like some kind of surge of views, I'm gonna take that as a sign that I need to change something up. So Yeah, I've seen retro people. I honestly don't fuck with it too much. I prefer YouTube as well, mostly because that's what I'm on. I do feel like Twitch is, just because the audience is there for streaming, it's maybe a little more open to streaming. But I also really appreciate the community that I've built here on YouTube and you guys coming here. So like, I wouldn't do it if everyone's like, fuck Twitch, I'm not going there. But I'll try and remember this. How far into the stream are we? Does it tell me how long we've been doing this? 12 minutes. I'll check back the comments. So talk about it now if I don't really get to see. But January is down season for YouTubers. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I could stream on both. I've seen people doing that, where they have like chat bots between that kind of share comments from each. It seems very awkward. Atomic Dracula. Yeah, I have a name on there, but I've maybe done it once just to test it. Twitch sucks. Stay here. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I thank you, Lydia, for saying you enjoy the videos. It's why I'm here. I love streaming because you guys are awesome, but it's not like my passion. So that's why I'm kind of debating it. Is like maybe there's something more I could do with a different platform. Maybe it's just coincidence that things are like maybe a little slower, but it's like it's too much time away from like my family and like other things I should be doing to like really be working hard on this, even though I love it, to like not really get a return on it and see some growth happening. So, all right, let's switch the game. I'll stop ranting. Well, that was a real thrill ride. Super hang on. We were blazing through these. I think we're going to play some Sonic here for a little bit, if that's all right with everybody. Everyone should definitely have the Genesis 6-pack. Yeah, I've messed with it a little bit, and there are, like, one of my favorite YouTubers, Hungry Garaya, is on there, and I've checked out some of her streams, and it's fine. It's not her stream. I don't see, like, any difference. Other than there's a lot more bells and whistles that I will never figure out how to do anyway, so it'll all be lost on me. Having these, like, various things that people can do or not do in the chat, like, that shit's gonna be lost on me. I'm way too old to figure that shit out. But I don't know. Like I said, I'll check back in at 12 minutes or so the next time when this is over, and I'll see what you guys say. And then maybe next week I'll try it. You say she has some. I love her. I think there's not a lot of people that do just analysis videos without a lot of like screen presence, and so I enjoy that about it. That's my preferred style. I like to mix both, but definitely prefer more of game footage and imagery than like a talking head sort of thing, like I'm doing right now. I talked about Sonic recently in one of my Patreon videos where I do like this game a lot, and all the Sonics, but I always have like a fear of missing out when I play them. Like, I'm just playing them wrong. You know, like, all I think about when I play them is like, what did I miss back there? Oh, what's up there? And then I just, you run past it and you never see it again. It definitely has an appeal to be played like multiple times, for sure. Like, you should definitely play it several times and go different paths and explore it. It's really not meant to be just ran through like I did right there. Oh god, I'm terrible at this. My favorite Genesis game is probably Toe Jam and Earl. Oh god. Nope. I also love... No, not that way. I also love Dizzy's Aladdin. What else is really high up there? Again, a Patreon video I made was just talking about my favorite Genesis games. That's pretty much all I do on the Patreon, is just kind of have more longer form discussion stuff. I can't remember what else I really love. The Home Alone game I actually surprisingly really love. That's one of my favorite games. But yeah, the thing I immediately think of, other than like Streets of Rage or something, too, is Toe Jam and Earl. And it's a game I've thought about streaming. I have like one really specific homie that, oh yeah, you can't do the spin in this, that I grew up with, who I played that game with all the time. But I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to convince him to come on. I don't think public stuff like that is going to be his thing. How the fuck did I get up there then? Okay. We did play tons of Sonic. I think I might still remember the code that lets you skip levels. But I mostly watched. That was my role as a kid. I mostly watched anyone play these games. I was just excited to be over and watching them because I thought they were so cool. Oops. That fucking sucked. You know, that Dune game is one that I have not really messed with. It's part of another video I'm gonna make for my Patreon about Genesis games that I think are really cool, but I haven't really played around with enough. Dune being one. Damn it, I fucking did it again. Dune being one. Herzog Zwei, the other kind of real-time strategy game. Trying to think what else. The Cool Spot game? Man, that's a game that I really love, but have only played a handful of times that I would love to spend more time with. Same with the Earthworm Jim games. They're like, I think they're cool. I always play them for like a minute, and then it's really hard, and then I just don't put in the time. I'd like to spend a little more time with those. Ugh, you motherfucker. I've been playing more with lighting, and I just ordered some new lights. These are like some $5 lights that I'm using right now. But I'm running into more stuff where I'm just not really happy with the lighting when I'm doing still photography and video and stuff. And then I see so many people using color lights. I was like, oh yeah, I have these LEDs left over from my last business. I'll see if I can pull them out. And I did. And then I just started smelling this weird smell like a burning plastic. And I'm pretty sure that they're like heating up the space behind my couch. And I decided to kill them instead of passively letting them set my couch on fire when I wasn't paying attention. That would have been a really shitty stream. Alright. I will say the thing they absolutely fixed in Sonic 2 is the spin move that allows you to gain momentum on demand. That is very helpful and cuts out a lot of this bullshit here. Whee! Come back. No! Yeah. Ooh, RoboCop vs. Terminator. I love the Street Fighter games, but I've never been able to really get a controller that I like for the Genesis. I've tried first party and second party 6-button controllers, and they're just kind of small. And then they make ones that have like turbo buttons that should work, but don't. They don't command all 6 buttons. They just, you know, I think people forget that, you know, the Genesis was not in direct competition with the Super Nintendo. It was in direct competition with the original Nintendo. And as a result, whatever. I hate these mini levels. As a result, like, they thought 3 buttons was just gonna blow the market away. They never conceived what the Super Nintendo did. And it's why so many of these games like Sonic, like, all 3 of the buttons jump. There's no distinction between them. It's so silly. Like, why the fuck did they do that? Why couldn't they add one other button? But, yeah, anyway. That's why it's always tough to compare them, because it really is... You're basically comparing half generations, if that makes sense. This is like 12-bit. The Super Nintendo is 16-bit, that sort of thing. The Saturn was then higher, and then Yeah, well, the N64 wasn't really that great, but the PlayStation was better than the Saturn, etc. Maybe that's not a great comparison. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is why you guys come to hang out, so you can listen to me talk nonsense. How's everybody's week going? I'm just doing some shit. I don't even know how to explain it. Trying to get a second or a new business going and kind of debating stuff. Dope. All right. Ooh, sick with the code. Sorry, dude, that sucks. Yeah, the Super Nintendo controller was definitely way better. Saying the left and right weren't ideal, I would agree. Mine are always fucked up. Every control I get is doing bad. And yeah, I would agree. I don't know why I said that. The Saturn was maybe not worse. Oh yeah, was that you, Groom of the Stool, who was saying you got stuck at the airport? That sucks. Or stuck in Oklahoma City. And I'm so sorry you hated the Varsity. If you've never been to Atlanta, the Varsity is like our... I don't know how you describe it. It's just an old-time fast food restaurant. It's originally from Athens, so everything is like red and black. Bulldogs colors. University of Georgia, if you guys don't know. And it's just greasy, kind of disgusting food, but it's like very famous in Atlanta, and for people outside the city is like our kind of like Atlanta restaurant, for lack of a better thing. That and Waffle House, I don't know. I mean, we have like restaurants, but like what we're known for, we don't really have a lot of stuff that's like distinctly Atlanta in the way that Nashville or Memphis have like barbecue or hot chicken or something. We don't really have that kind of stuff. We have the Varsity. I'm not gonna lie, this game used to give me straight up anxiety as a kid. Specifically the parts where you're underwater. I could not handle it. It was too much pressure. You know, to get my like very infrequent chance to play, and then it was an underwater level, it was too much for me. I think I remember probably playing it twice and then being like, alright, whoever's house I'm at, you can play it. I'm done. I'm out of here. Chick-fil-A, yeah, I guess you're right. I forgot about Chick-fil-A. Going for the emeralds. I'm too terrible at the bonus games to really go for the emeralds. That's just not going to happen. I always just casually go some direction and have no idea where it is, and then I die. I feel like you have very little control in these sections. It's almost random if you can... Hey, look, there's one. If you can get to it. Ugh. Oh god, it's so irritating. This just makes me want to commit suicide. Not literally, just in the game. Where's the end? Put Sonic out of his misery. Did something cool happen if you get the emeralds? I actually have no idea. Something happened. You eat there every time. Yeah, I will never eat there again if I can help it, but the church I went to growing up was right across the street, so we spent plenty of time there. think maybe this one? Is Labyrinth Zone this one, or is that the next one? I honestly do not really remember. I think probably the Sonic I played the most was 2. And as a kid, it was really fun because you could play 2-player. So, like I said, in most of these cases, I was playing at someone else's house whenever they would let me. But with Sonic 2, you could always play as Tails. Oh boy. Oh boy. You could always play as Tails. And even though it actually, in retrospect, was not fun at all to play as Tails, because you don't really get to do anything, it was fun for me at the time, because I got to be slightly involved without the pressure of having to, like, lead the way. Be the Sonic. I was telling my wife the other day about the, I don't even know what you describe the Sonic fan community as. Weird is how I describe it, but the like deviant art Sonic community, she didn't really believe me, and I was like, I really don't know why there's kind of like a weird furry-esque obsession with Sonic. I still don't understand it. Does anybody know how that emerged? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're better off. You don't need to know. But I think I saw briefly that someone mentioned Sonic pregnant, and that's... Oh, come on, motherfucker. Something about the way Sonic jumps, that he doesn't... It's kind of like when he's in his spin I hate this game. When he's in his spin animation, he like doesn't quite stop spinning to land on something, so you're constantly like think you're gonna land on a platform, and then he falls through it. Furries. Is it just furries? Yeah, 3 Knuckles are fun. Whoa, cool. There's one where you can play as 3 characters simultaneously. That sounds insane. Because it was already way too much to play as Tails. You literally would just get left behind at all times, even if you were trying your hardest to stay at pace. So I can't imagine 3. That sounds wild. You said your mom was a furry. Oh boy. I'm not hating on anyone. They can do whatever the hell they want to. It's still... Really, the art is the confusing part for me. But then again, I don't understand a lot of things. What do I know? For instance, maybe you guys could tell me because I'm too old. Whenever I'm looking at Reddit, there's like there's always something about this one specific game, and it's called Genshin Impact. Do you know what the fuck this is? I know that makes me sound like 100 years old asking a question like that, but it always comes up, and damn, that shit looks, what's the word? It looks like it's for, young lads or ladettes who never leave their room. I don't know how to say any of this stuff without really sounding offensive. I don't mean to offend anybody, because like I'm into all kinds of shit that I don't recommend to people. I think it's more like just confusion on my part, and it definitely me showing my age of not really understanding certain subcultures or like obsessions and stuff. But then again, like to rant even more, I love Street Fighter. I love playing it, and I generally enjoy the characters and stuff. But I don't really get the whole like sexualizing the characters. Like I get it, and then I don't. It's like it just goes too far. It gets to like a creepy, obsessive part where I'm like, come on, motherfuckers, this is not real. This is not real life. This isn't even like fantasy life. This is like weird projection stuff. Again, I'm not trying to hate on anybody. This is just my weird old man. What is the internet? There's a lot of cool ideas in this. Oh, hello. Like just the way the stages flow, the like this. These aren't really as varied as the like top side levels where you can really kind of go slightly different paths. And in the later games, it gets even more split, where you can just go a bunch of different directions. Fuck you. Press down when you walk, run. What does that do? You're talking about the fur culture is about imported cartoons. I did not know that. Your brother's a juggalo. I mean, at least they have like a loving and an open culture, as weird as it is. It's kind of fascinating. Ooh, real hedgehog. That's awesome. Genshin is a gacha game? I don't know what that is. Okay. Well, that didn't really answer. Pay to win. Okay. I mean, it seems to have like a pretty... Wait, you guys talking about Zophar? Oh, cool. I actually did find him on Twitch. He was someone on there. And that's funny because I use his website for every bit of music in my videos. I should probably be sourcing that. I always probably don't really think about it. I'm so used to just stealing whatever. Not stealing, but like, yeah, stealing. Just using whatever I find on the internet because I've always done it. But yeah, I probably should credit them. But that's, if you haven't been there, it's a really great resource. I think that there's even more stuff than just music, but that's where I get like all the music for all my videos is from there. Yeah, and then I think I saw him on Twitch and mentioned that I liked his site. He said he wasn't really involved with it. Oh. Yeah. Got lots of thoughts about this level. What the fuck just happened there? That was weird. Like, it's cool. There's a lot of interesting elements to it. It's kind of a bummer that this is the second stage and it immediately slows you down. Oh, hello. It's not that way. Like, how would I describe this game? Like, someone called that other game a gacha game? I would describe Sonic as like a gacha game. You're constantly being fed into situations where you either are going too fast to react, or you can't really see something. It's like a... not that. It's like a hidden trap, you know? The spikes that come out of the wall are a great example, or like the flames that come up from the bottom of the screen. And so you're constantly like running around not knowing what you're about to run into next, and it's clearly designed to make you do that. Not that, but to run right into whatever you're not trying to run into. It's all coming back to me. Slow down to 6 and 4. Hey Matt, what's going on? Glad you liked the video. Yeah, that boss music rules. Sorry, Ellis. Why is it you're saying that you made your videos? Something I said? Spring Yard Zone, have we gotten there yet? I really remember so little. It's, like, I really, of these games, the only thing I remember is 2. And it's mostly, the casino level. I love that casino level. We would play it for hours, me and my buddies, and, like, never accomplish anything. We would just play the little pinball slot sections over and over. There was like no real point to it. It was just really fun. That's a fun one with Tails, because then you could both kind of just run the slots. But this Sonic, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever beaten it, honestly. What the fuck is that? It's like a roly-poly? That's awesome. Yeah. Punishment for running fast. It's like run fast, but there's gonna be something in like 5 seconds that will instantly take all your shit. A slightly related game I've always wanted to play and never have is Nights into Dreams. Is that how you say it? Yeah. That I think was made by the same designer or whatever. Oh, come on. That's pretty lame. Yeah, I don't know how to describe Sonic's controls. It's like... it just works in like a much more awkward version of how Mario's jumping works. Where it's like, you just can't quite get to where you're going, if that makes sense. Yes, I could definitely love some spin dash right now. That'd make this so much fucking easier. I've never played the CD either. That's one. I don't really have a lot of the Sega CD games. I really just have Night Trap, and that's it. And I would love to stream Night Trap, but I've never been able to get it to work. I mean, it works. I can't do anything. I have no idea what's going on. But that would be really fun if I can ever figure that out. Oh, please let me spin right here. Every time I try Night Trap, it's like I just can't figure out how to get the traps to work. Even if I'm like reading a walkthrough that explains, you know, step by step what to do, I can't figure it out. I didn't realize how many games there were for the Sega CD. I think as a kid, like, same friends who had the Sega Genesis, a few of them did get the Sega CD. So we played a couple of them, but like Sewer Shark and other stuff like that. But I didn't know there were like hundreds of games. Every time I go on some kind of forum and I see people showing off like collection stuff for the CD, I'm like, I had no clue any of this existed. It's crazy. There we go. I say that like I meant to do that. I did not mean to do that. I was hoping that would be the case. I don't think I've seen that review of Sewer Shark, but the Angry Video Game Nerds review, it was pretty funny, where he's like, I could only think of 2 words: shit shark. When in doubt. I feel that. There's definitely games where I think about reviewing them and I just really cannot think of anything to say. It's like either too obvious or not obvious enough, and I have no idea what to say about, I don't know, Defender of the Crown or something. I have no idea what to say about it. So much I have to say about, or just think about Sonic. It's like, it's hard to explain, and I assume most anyone who watches my channel is around my age. I hope that you're not, because that would make this way cooler, but assuming you're around my age, it's hard to explain how incredible this was. Like, playing it now, I don't enjoy it a ton as a game. I find it kind of obnoxious. But as sort of like a tech demo for what the Sega Genesis could do, we were not ready for this as kids. I mean, this game, there's a reason this game sold so many consoles, because every kid I knew was like, holy shit, like, we're not playing Mario anymore. Like, look at this thing. Look at how insane this is, how fast this is moving, how much stuff is on the screen, like how cool Sonic looks. Like, it really was a revelation at the time. In the same way that I felt about when I first saw Final Fantasy VII, and it was just like, holy shit, this is like an entirely new era of gaming. Like, I had to get it immediately. It just, the commercial for it just blew me away. Whee! That was too fast. Oh, hello. Whee! Cope? What the fuck does that mean? I'm trying to cope with this game, but you're not really letting me do it. This is what I mean about the fear of missing out, is there are large stretches where you're like, is there something down there? What happened? What did I miss? Bye. Bum, 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 bum. Genesis does what? I don't know. Defender. Oh, thank you. Hold on. Let me scroll up and see what I missed here. Thank you for. Yeah, so Defender of the Crown is the one that Konami made. It's something I probably will review at some point. It's a very strange game, but that's perfect. Yeah, for sure. A tech demo is the best way to describe it. Like, I remember when the TurboGrafx came out and I saw footage for Bonk's Adventure, I was like, damn, this looks awesome. It just looked better than what I had. But it didn't look like this. It wasn't like, holy shit. Like, this, really, the first time I saw it, it just blew my mind that this was possible. And yeah, I don't know why the Genesis can do this and the Nintendo don't, but this is the one place that they really kind of excelled. Play something else before you break your controller. Yeah, I think maybe let's go a little further. I mean, I'm doing okay. How many? Does anyone know how many zones there are? This is now the 4th zone. If I'm not that far away, I'll keep going, because I don't think I have ever beat it, but honestly, the only other game I'm going to play is Shinobi, so I mean, I can play a little bit of Golden Axe and Streets of Rage if you guys really want, but like, I'm not going to play them for very long, because they're, I really think they're meant to be played with 2 people. So I'll save Golden Axe maybe for another time, or Golden Axe 2 for another time, and then I've already streamed Streets of Rage. You can watch it in the back catalog if you're so inclined. Yeah, this is the level that's gonna drive me crazy. I played a game recently, or reviewed a game recently. It was, fucking Cryon Conquest, my arch enemy, has a section like this where there's oxygen, and it sucks. It's just as bad as this. Not as nerve-wracking as this, but pretty obnoxious. Oh, what's up there? You dirty motherfucker. I have seen people posting a lot of mods of Streets of Rage with, like, you know, Turtles characters and all kinds of stuff. That's pretty awesome. Some of them look great. Like, it must be like a really dedicated modding fan base, because I see a ton of them. And, you know, I don't know entirely how those things work, but, like, it must be a lot of time and effort that goes into it, so I think it's really rad. I still have not played 4, and as a huge fan of these games... Oh, boy. As a huge fan of the Streets of Rage games, I really should play it. I just haven't got around to it. I did actually buy a game today, which is very, very rare for me these days. I was waiting for an appointment, and there was a GameStop, so I went in and I bought a game I've actually been trying to get for a while, which is Persona 5 Strikers. I don't know if it's any good, but I really loved Persona 5, so I'm excited to play it in a year or so whenever I have the free time to do so. This music is way too upbeat for what's inevitably going to be you guys watching me drown. Oh, it's so slow. Oh, suck 12 dicks. Why did it do that? Is this what you're talking about with throwing the controller? Because, yeah, this is pretty infuriating. I, too, want to know which one is the bone zone. Yeah, this music is very, very... It's awesome. It's just whatever. Man. So I use Streamlabs, but I think there's a way on YouTube where I can do a poll. That would be the best way to do. I think on a stream I can do polls, but I haven't figured out how to do that with how I have all this set up. I fluctuate between varying levels of, like, wanting this thing to be streaming to be more like tech savvy and look better and sound better and all that stuff, and then also being like, I don't really care how low or hi-fi it is. It's a constant struggle of me balancing how much money and time I want to put into making streaming better. Like, I do genuinely love it. I just it's just a hard one to, like, overly justify time, money, effort, that kind of stuff. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know. Like, doing this kind of thing as a hobby, not streaming, just YouTubing stuff, is very fun. And I think other people who've maybe gotten to the relative level that I'm at can relate, where it's like, you're starting to see some growth and success, and so you're excited, but then you also, you start to kind of see the limits of where you're at. And, like, even though you can see things progressing, it's like maybe not quite enough to justify then going all in. So you kind of get in a weird like middle ground place where you're like excited. And you're like, shit. Well, maybe I could like do this full time. That'd be awesome. But like, you're not. You still got a while to go before that's gonna happen. Before the algorithm builds you up enough that you can really justify just doing this. And then it's almost more frustrating than when you didn't really have anyone watching. It was like more fun and carefree when you weren't making like the $5 you make on a video that 1,000 people watch. It isn't even that much. It's not enough to justify the time. So then you gotta like really internalize to yourself whether it's worth, like what it's worth to you, why you do it. Which for me is, you know, I would do it even if no one was watching. I love doing it, but the like job part of it, where I really do wish I didn't have to like keep looking for work or like figuring out my next business, is like I would just much rather be doing this. Twitch is another streaming platform. That is true. Why you stream on YouTube, not on Twitch? Convenience. That's kind of what I was talking about at the very beginning of the video, was whether to switch to Twitch or not, and whether I'm starting to believe that my streaming is maybe interfering with the YouTube algorithm for my regular videos, and that's not what I want. So I am considering switching over to Twitch in order to just separate the two things a little bit, and hopefully it's a better fit, but I don't know. At the same time, I know not everyone fucks with it, so it's kind of cool to have the YouTube peeps here. I really can't tell. It's kind of like exploring new topics for a channel, right? So it's like there are other things I would definitely talk about on my YouTube channel, but at this point, the subscribers I have are based on the fact that I've been talking about video games. So like if I started talking about, I don't know, film or something, music, I don't know what it would be, I might retain people, and I'm sure lots of people who share kind of my general perspective would enjoy them in the same way they enjoy my regular videos. But I think a lot of people who are like into video games wouldn't really be down for it. And then I would feel like I'd have to start another channel and shit, and I'm not gonna do that. That's too much work. I can't bifurcate my like creative output at this point. I don't have the time or the energy. And therefore, that's more why I feel like Twitch would work a little better, is then it's not really that I'm splitting up my energy, it's just moving one part of it to a different platform that's maybe more geared toward streaming. What am I missing? Where is the switch for this stupid thing? There. It's just hard to explain why the controls are so frustrating. It's not that they're bad, they're not. They're not quite right, is how I would describe it. You always feel like you should be getting somewhere and you don't. And every time it doesn't happen, it just kind of, I just let out a sigh of like, this again. Can you drown while invincible? That would be pretty fucked up. Alright, that's enough. I love that he's the word bifurcate. Someone described me, one of my best friends described me as bifurcated, and he was right. I definitely split up things in a way that's completely unnecessary. Yeah, that's how I feel too, is like, there are channels I see and they're like, they have slightly different versions of the thing they're already talking about. It's like, this just seems like a lot of work, because every time you do that, you have to bring the audience with you or find a new audience, and like the shit. This isn't like 2009 or something here. Like, gaining an audience on YouTube requires way more work. Yeah, you can drown while you're invisible. Fuck that. Could always release the content you have for Patreons to the masses. I don't know if it's really that interesting. I mean, it is, like, it's just, I don't put as much time into it because, like, I can't physically produce that many videos in a week. So it's really more discussion, sort of like what I'm doing here, but more focused, you know? So I had several videos that were like, yeah, my favorite Genesis games. They're like Genesis games I thought were good but not great, including the Sonic games. So I think there's like more of an opportunity to do that where it's like less editing focused on Patreon, and I think because people mostly just want to support, I think people are like just okay with whatever it is I put out there. But yeah. Not with that attitude. My attitude is fine. I'm just a realist. A pragmatist. I don't know what the fuck I am, but I know that as a 40-year-old man who has to, like, you know, provide for his family and also take care of them and do shit, that, like, I just have limited time, so I analyze this stuff all the time and try and decide what it is for me that works best and doesn't. Let's play, like, just a minute or two of Golden Axe just for kicks. Thanks, player. I would love to eat cereal and have everybody watch it. And Ninemus Prime, I am positive. I am. I would describe myself as a. I would describe myself as a measured optimist. I would not describe myself as pessimistic, but I would not describe myself as a full optimist. And I have a positive attitude. I just. I spend a lot of time analyzing and dissecting stuff, which is, if you couldn't tell after watching my channel, is kind of what I do. So I use that and then the data I'm given to make some decisions about stuff and about what I think is worth time and what I think would actually work or not. And in that case, yeah, I don't think a second channel would work. And I don't think specifically doing something for streaming would necessarily work either. I think probably moving it to another platform, or maybe just, you know, having it up while it's live and then not really having the video on demand is what I'll end up doing. I can't remember the last time I played this without a second person. It's kind of weird. It's something I introduced my brother to when he was probably like 6. And then every time he came over, this is the only game he wanted to play. Like, until he was, I mean, even recently, he's like 23 now. He played it. And my nephew, too. It's like, I played Rampage with him once, and now, like, every time he's in town, he only wants to play Rampage. It's like, I love beat-em-ups. They're, like, one of my favorite genres, especially for 2-player, but damn, does that get repetitive real quick. Come, can't jump, don't care, because I'm full. Six-hour stream me eating cereal. You know, my mother-in-law gave me a bunch of honey bunches of oats, like she had an extra box for some reason, and I hadn't really eaten cereal in so long, and so at first I was like, that's okay, and, you know, she kind of insisted, so I took it, and then I found myself getting kind of addicted to it, man. Like I like then ate it every day, which is not usual for me. I do like kind of intermittent fasting mostly. I eat at like noon, so I don't really eat like breakfast. And so it was pretty funny that I all of a sudden was just like hooked on Honey Bunches of Oats, where I was then buying it like every couple weeks at the store or whatever. Pretty amusing. It's delicious, by the way, if you've never had it. It sounds like it's an adult cereal, but it sure as hell is not. It tastes like straight up dessert. Thunderhead? Which one is Thunderhead? I have no idea what the names of the characters are. I always like the dwarf. That's what I'm gonna call him. And he's always pretty fun. I will say over time, I do find Golden Axe a bit repetitive. I think especially compared to Streets of Rage, which just has a little more nuance to the combat. You can kind of mix it up a little more than you can here. Kind of create very rudimentary combos. Whereas this, it's kind of just like one attack. The music is still amazing. The characters and stuff are really rad. I love the backgrounds, especially the one where you're on top of the hawk and there's all the feathers flying by. That shit rules. Like that someone just built a village on top of the hawk and the turtle is a great idea. I love the design of that. Yeah, I'd be scared of a Viking dwarf on a fire-breathing dragon just roasting this fool. I also never liked the magic. I never understood how you could get to level 3 and then lose all your magic. Like that's... I always thought that you would be able to, you know, use it and then, like, use it once and then you'd be down to level 2 and then use it again, you'd be down to level 1. But no, it's like you just end up using all of it at once. It looks cool though. It looks super rad. But didn't kill. It only killed one guy. That's pretty lame. All that magic and I couldn't even kill like regular ass people. These aren't even like the, you know, like giant dudes. These are just regular people. Before someone mysteriously deleted my Facebook, which they did me a favor and I should have just let them continue to do that before I created a new Facebook profile, but my old picture, my profile picture was a picture of me as the dwarf kicking one of those little dudes. The dwarf, okay. Did not know he was named Thunderhead, that's pretty good. Ooh, yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is a fucking great one. Who's got local singles in my area? Are they back? Why not? Well, that's awkward. I don't think there is any way to do that. Okay, that's fine. Has anyone been watching House of Dragon? My wife and I have been very, very slowly watching it. Because we're just at that point in our family stuff where like we just don't have a lot of time anymore. We used to blaze through stuff like that. Now it's like we watch one episode every month. But we are watching it now. And it's alright. It's like some of it I really like, some of it I'm not as big a fan of. It feels like they're maybe a little more overt about explaining certain stuff. Like I just watched an episode where they introduced a character, or really it was like an older version of that character, and the first thing he said was what his job and title was. He was like, that's no way to behave to the current leader of the watch or whatever. And it was like, well, that's one way to explain like how you fit into the story, is just to immediately tell the audience what it was that you do. All right. Waffle crisp. Yeah, I recommend Game of Thrones until you, I don't know. I also made a Patreon about that where I was talking about my favorite shows that are like amazing but severely flawed, and unfortunately Game of Thrones has such a steep decline right at the end that it's not that it ruins the show, like it's still really great, but it did make me not want to watch it again, unfortunately, in a way that I don't feel about The Wire or Sopranos or something. All right. Yeah, you got to stick. I mean, you don't have to stick with it because I'm saving you some heartache at the end there. But Game of Thrones is like a show. You can't read about it and like try and figure out who the characters are because it'll spoil everything immediately. But like, it's kind of like The Wire. You can't go into it knowing that everything will be easily explained. You kind of have to settle into it. And then the longer you kind of watch it, the more connections you can make and be like, oh, okay, I see what we're into now. That's who this person is, and that's how this relates, and then I have a general idea of what the greater scope of the show is about. I also watched Sons of Anarchy, and it gets it's already a little hokey. It gets very hokey as it goes on. But that's the same way I felt about that dude's, or this is a different guy, but he was also like a writer on The Shield. The Shield has like a lot of fun and good drama, and then it just gets ridiculous. I think it's mostly, I'm just shitting on everything tonight. That did look like Sunny Chiba, good call. I think that show relies way too heavily on like Deus Ex Machina writing, where it's like every season the good guys paint themselves into these impossible scenarios where like there's zero way that they can escape it, and then at the last minute something kind of unexpected, completely ridiculous and unexpected happens that just gets them out of everything. And it's like, I don't know, man, for like the last 10 episodes you guys murdered like 100 people and like got arrested like 10,000 times, and then at the end, like for some reason because this one guy died, then you just get away with all the crimes. It's like kind of silly. I didn't know they made a TV show of Dirk Gently. See, okay, Groom of the Stool, yes, that's what we're talking about. If you guys have never seen it, Veronica Mars is actually a very good show. It sounds like it would suck because it's about a teenage, going easy. It's about a teenage detective, but that show fucking rules. It is so good. God, it's so good. I watched it with my wife, and I don't think she believed me for a second that it would be good, and then I convinced her to at least watch a couple, and yeah, she was way into it. That show is so fucking good. Yeah, season 4 of May wasn't that great, but the movie May wasn't that great either. Alright, so I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. I always like to check in and see where everybody's at. As always, I'm here in the mean streets of Atlanta. At some point, I think I'm going to go out of town with my family. But I might see if there's a way I can stream while I'm there. I think it'd be kind of fun. But I'll have to scope it out, see what the internet situation's like. Oh, okay. You have a double jump. Let's see. If I remember correctly, Shinobi was like one of the kind of early Genesis games. Like, not the first, but in the early era, like when Michael Jackson's Moonwalker or something would have been popular. Joe Montana's Football. The games you would have seen in the Genesis Does What Nintendo Don't commercials. Okay. What am I missing here? The fuck is happening? Okay. Okay. I'll figure that out later. But you can really see the difference between this and Sonic. Like, obviously, it's tough to compare Sonic to, what the fuck do you do here? It's tough to compare Sonic to any game, but I think you can tell, like, this to me looks... Why did I do that? I think it's hard to compare Sonic to any game, but I think it's fair to say that this resembles more of like a very beefed up Nintendo game. Like the action is largely the same as others, but with obviously way better graphics and sound. But like as a playing experience, I don't see this as being that different from like maybe the first Ninja Turtles game. Like that's what it feels like to me. Okay. Does that make me invincible? That's pretty cool. How long does this last? This is awesome. And where am I going? Back here? This can't be right. Where the fuck am I going? Down there? No? What the fuck happened here? Go this way, okay? Sure, I can't go this way. Okay. This is your favorite Shinobi. What do I do until the arrows line up? I'm so confused. You guys stand on the stones on the ground, but like if I do this, will it move? I don't think so. And the other one was lined up. I'm very confused. What am I missing? Not here. Walk into the side of it. Like it looks like there's something below me. You can see it down there. But I'm not really clear how to do it, and there's this go sign. Walk into the sun again. I think this is the game that Batman, Superman, and Rambo. Alright, I'm confused. I'm very confused. Ah, okay. Boo. Ooh, a little codename Viper / whatever that other game is I'm trying to think of. What is that called? Jeez. Rolling Thunder, thank you. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know when you'll get an opportunity to use that, but that's pretty fun. Okay, well, I at least know where to go. And maybe I'm missing it here. Maybe I cut off the screen or something. It seems like you have infinite ninjutsus. Am I wrong? I could have gotten unlimited shurikens. Go on. Ooh. Alright, getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, this isn't why I chose the 6-pack. I really couldn't think of what I wanted to play. Sometimes with these streams, there's certain games I want to play, but I just don't feel familiar with enough to know if it's something I think I could play long enough, if that makes sense. So it's like, yeah, part of the fun is you want to play something new and experience it for the first time. And, but then part of it is like, you want to make sure that it's not something you can only play for 15 minutes and then you're like, well, what the hell else do I do for the rest of the time I wanted to do this? You know, I'm shooting for about 2 hours, longer if I really feel like I'm getting somewhere in a game, but... oh, that looked cool. But did nothing. Okay. It's a pretty short window to hit that dude. Got him in the head, yeah. I think it's just the timing of it. And I think I'm maybe just slightly missing the double jump. Can't seem to get the hang of it. How am I not hitting him in the head? That's such precise aiming. I'm like hitting him in the neck slightly. Like, come on. All right. Cool. Your daughter's name Lila, that's awesome. I didn't realize that. Rocket Ranger, yeah, that's definitely on the list of games that I'll get to at some point. I've played it before, but not really, I feel like, long enough to give it a full review. It's one of those games that's maybe a little cryptic. Maybe a lot of trial and error, and it'd probably help to have a guide. And maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll play it with a guide and kind of give a more comprehensive look at it. It's a very strange game if you guys have never played it. It's a lot of resource management for a game about a guy on a rocket pack. It's really more about making sure you have enough fuel for your rocket. Okay. I mean, I know it says go up, but I guess in my mind something else was about to happen. Okay, you can't land on that. I like these bat ninjas that they created here. That's unexpected. Trying to figure out where I'm going. Contemplating it in my head. Let's see. Oh god. Thank you. Thank you, Bat Guy, for accidentally helping me. Okay, so... Oh, I don't know why, but I struggle to get the... I struggle to get the double jump to work when I need it to. Like, I think I'm gonna get it, and it just doesn't quite come out when I want it to. I can't tell if that's just me, but it's not responsive in the way I want it to be. Kind of how I feel about Super Metroid, honestly. I love that game, and then I always get to a point where it requires wall jumping or something like that, and it's like, it's just so awkward. It just does not work like it's supposed to. Oh, I didn't realize that was something I could shoot. Alright, so I jump on this log. I can't. That is super frustrating. It's like, I'm trying to practice it, right? I cannot get it to consistently come out. You really gotta time that perfectly. And that's just annoying, come on. Just make it a little more accessible. It shouldn't be that hard. There we go. Look at that. That is so fucking dirty. God damn it. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, you know how, and I mean by you, whoever sadistically programmed that, you know how hard this section is. How frustrating these enemies are. How stupid your double jump is. And then as soon as you get to the top, you put a bomb that fucking throws you off the cliff. That's so mean. I hate these fucking... This is like Castlevania level of trying to put things in your path that are going to knock you to your death. and having the like multiple screens where you're going up just makes it so much worse, because then you can't tell what's below you, so you end up doing unsafe things without realizing it. I hate it. I hate everything about it. So much for my whole speech about my positive attitude. I take it back. I'm a total hater. Alright, I'm not popping you this time, fool. You dirty fucking asshole. That's... God damn. It shouldn't be this hard. It really should not. Like, how did I know there was a platform there? I just guessed. And probably 25% of the time while I've played this level, I just fall. Just fall. Because I have no idea what's down there. Nope. Nope. Boo. Boo. There we go. Watch this be another bomb. I was about to say. Oh. I hate the double jump so much. I can't express how annoyed I am at that. That's like a fundamental part of the gameplay, and it's so hard to do it consistently. That's so frustrating. Of course, this game's gonna kill me. I will absolutely say that something that's really changed over the course of me making these videos is like, I use emulation to capture all my footage. And that, of course, has its advantages for a lot of things, but one of them is save states. And I obviously can tell whether a game is hard or not, regardless of whether I use save states, and can tell you everything that works or doesn't work in it. But for the sake of recording footage, it is very, very helpful. Like, for instance, spoiler alert, there's about to be a video about Thrilla's Safari at some point, and that is, without a doubt, I'm very surprised to say, one of the hardest NES games I've ever played. And I absolutely could not beat even the second level without save states. I couldn't do it. It's so fucking hard. But at the very beginning of making these videos, maybe like the first 30 or so, I didn't do anything like that. I was just playing it as long as I could. Sometimes I could find, like, you know, skipping level codes or something, you know. But now it's like I play it all the way through as much as I can, and then and just try and use save states. Like Cryon Conquest, no fucking way. Without save states, I cannot get past I maybe get past the first level, but I cannot get past the second level. That's impossible. It's not, obviously, but for me it is. And but if I had reviewed that game at the very beginning, it would have been really bad. It would have just been footage from the first level over and over again, and that would have been really boring. You... God, fuck off. This is so cruel. What is this, the second level? Is this the second level? Cruel. Cruel. I have no idea if this game is considered difficult or not. Obviously, when you're talking about retro games, there's like kind of, you know, an understanding of what constitutes difficult. There's regular difficult, and then there's like Ghosts and Goblins difficult. This right now feels maybe not quite that, but it's pretty fucking hard. I hate it. It's way too reliant on the double jump. So in that little thing there, you really need to use the double jump shuriken. This thing, which I just cannot do consistently. That's how you kill that enemy. Otherwise, there's like a very good chance he's gonna kill you. Oof. I don't think I need to use this here, but I'm going to. I still don't quite understand the power-up thing. Nope. It looks cool. I mean, I understand kind of what it does, but how often you can use it, those kind of logistical questions. Whoever said that they wanted to watch me throw a controller, this game is probably going to do it. Which is something I absolutely do not intend to do, but I will. I'd never thrown a controller really until I played Street Fighter V, and I was playing online for a while. It was like kind of I like got really into it, not enough to really be good, but it was just something I would play like once a day for, you know, like 30 minutes or so. It's kind of just part of my morning ritual, drink some coffee and play. But I would get so fucking angry. It would just, if you've ever played games online, I'm sure everyone has, when things don't really respond or something you feel like shouldn't be happening, it gets so frustrating. It gets so frustrating. And I think there's just a lot of pressure because you're timed and like you can't pause the game or anything, that like I definitely threw the controller a few times. I definitely broke maybe 2 controllers and felt like a complete asshole, like a complete asshole. But man, it really made me so mad. And my wife just could not understand it. She really did not understand why I was getting so mad or why I wanted to keep playing it. Jump magic. Okay. Which one is it? This one? Okay, so let's see. This game is not going to go hard at all. If you say so. You need to pay attention to your moderator right now. He's giving me advice. Alright, jump magic. So, which one is it? It's Fushin, okay? Alright, what does it do? I actually did not know you could switch, so that's helpful. Wow, that is helpful. I mean, so technically I could beat it without that, but yes, that did make it a lot easier. Thank you. There you go. So I don't go into a fit of rage. Does anyone know where I jump from here? I'm gonna grab whatever is nearest to me. It's a beer. Look out. Yes, thank you. Sorry guys, I was a little too wrapped up in how much I hate this game to actually read what I was supposed to do. But thank you. Alright, so from here I'm just going to jump to the right and hope for the best. Okay. Whew. I know it's said often, but just the games like this where you're expected to go up and down but not know where you're going is just annoying. It's super frustrating. But at least now I have some idea what to do. Thank you. There was one of these for Game Gear that I remember being pretty rad, that I played a bit. A Shinobi game, that is. Can you tell me, what did the other ones do? Like, what do these other ninjutsus do? Seems cool. Nope. Still died. Just gonna use it here. Do you, and I'm assuming you lose these. The first one's invulnerability, the second one is screen clear, fourth is also screen clear, but you lose a life each time. Jeez. With the screen clear you lose a life? That seems pretty lame. Because I'm not losing a life right now. Right? There we go. Alright, that's at least a little helpful. I like this weird underwater sound it keeps making every time I jump. Oh no. Here we go. Here comes the shitstorm. Oh god. Yeah! Fuck out of here. Thank you. Just to be clear, I said that this was the game I really wanted to play. Double bombs. So I blame only myself. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not even saying I really hate it. I think I'm just frustrated, but I mean, it's pretty awesome. Something about these Genesis soundtracks, they really like this, like, swinging jazz style. This is exactly what one of those Sonic levels sounded like. Whoa, Bruce Lee, look out. Maybe that was Jackie Chan, actually. Damn, so many bombs. And now just expect every single one of those as a bomb. Nope. You guys got a little carried away with the bombs in this stage. Yeah. All right. See how much easier. Whoa! Hold on. Jesus Christ. Not ready for the assault on my eyes there. Holy shit. Wow. Alright. What's happening here? Oh my god. I don't know if you guys should be watching this. I feel like somebody's gonna get a seizure. I feel like I'm getting a seizure. This is intense. Oh my god, yeah, it looks just as bad on the stream as it does in life. Assuming you can only hit him when he stops, but man, that's very hard to do. Yeah, right. This is what I thought clubs would be like. This and that one episode of Saved by the Bell where they make fake IDs to go to the cool guy club. That's what I thought clubs were. I think I thought a lot of things were true because of Saved by the Bell. If you've never seen it, hopefully everyone has. Not Saved by the Bell, the Zach Morris's Trash, where the guy breaks down episodes of Saved by the Bell, talks about how terrible Zach is. It's pretty funny, and very true. Because like as a kid, yeah, that was the one I idolized, was Zach Morris. He's the hero of the show. He like gets away with everything. He's super cool, and you realize that really the cool one in the crew was Slater. Slater was way cooler. Jessie took caffeine pills. Thank you very much. She didn't need steroids. But yeah, they're pretty. Those are really, really funny. If you've never seen it, I don't know if it's. I think it'd still be funny if you've never seen the show, because he does other shows too that I've never seen. Like I've never seen Smart Guy or something. Like there's an episode of Smart Guy where like he almost gets molested. It's fucked up, but it's like this guy's video of it is really funny. So yeah, check those out. They were on Funny or Die. I think they still are. But I feel like that's the same guy too who kind of originated the Cobra Kai idea of like Daniel being the villain of Karate Kid. I feel like he was the first one to make that connection. And when you watch the show, so much of, if it's the same guy, it might not be, but so much of the show is like very clearly in reference to that perspective. Like they even talk about the things that the guy goes over about why Daniel was being a dick, and then made Daniel a dick in the show, which is pretty funny. And then that show kind of took itself a little too seriously for what is ultimately kind of a silly show. And now it's just ridiculous. Now it's funny how ridiculous it is. The other one show that I feel like I've talked about a little bit is a YouTube show. It's Prim's Hood Cinema. That guy is really funny. And as someone who loves... Is that a nun? Holy shit, it's not! How did I not see that before? As someone who loves hood films, it's really great to watch someone break them down. Because like all we did, especially in high school, was watch Friday over and over, and definitely seen Boys in the Hood and shit like that a million times. So Prim's Hood Cinema is what it's called. It's really funny. Oh, I hate the jump so much. God, I hate the jump so much. Let's see if I can time it. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. Okay. You see what I mean by it having to be a certain precision? 1, 2. If you hit it too early, it will not do that jump. If you hit it too late, it will not do that jump. One, two. Wish me luck. Awesome. Glad someone knows what I'm talking about. Sorry guys, I feel like I'm not paying as much attention to the stream as usual. I feel like these games are a little more involved than I was expecting. What just happened? Okay. Yeah, I tried to do that earlier and it didn't work, so what happened? And it's already gone. Damn, this fool is hard. If anyone's got any tips, I will take them. This is very difficult. I see. I can pretty consistently hit him, but then he hits me every time. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just hoping I can hit him randomly with that. Won't work. Nope. Damn, this dude is fucking hard. This is very tricky. It's getting harder? You're kidding me. Yes! Fuck you. Okay. I like it. Okay. It's a little confusing. That's alright. So every time I double jump, I'm gonna go over the fence. That sucks. There we go. If I just shoot into the distance before I see any enemies, that'll work. I'll just kill everything. Come on. Come on. I don't know, guys. This does seem pretty hard. How the hell do you get that then? What the f... That doesn't make any sense. Okay, whatever. Not gonna think about it. I would consider that it's a different game, obviously, but I have a similar problem with Bionic Commando, which is that, yeah, I never had it as a kid, and I have trouble dedicating the time to it. It rules. I love everything about the design of it. I just can never get very far in it, and I just get frustrated. Same with Ghosts and Goblins. Like, there's just games like that, and you guys all know this, where you grew up with it, so you're used to the insanity because you spent every weekend you had playing it. But, like, you know, I can do things in Solstice that I don't think most people can do. But that doesn't mean that that I can just pick up any random game and play it as well as Solstice. I had it as a kid. I played it shitloads. Jesus. And this is hard for me. So much debating is what's happening in my head, where I'm like, do I like this mechanic or not? And the answer is no, where you do the double jump and you switch between them. Because I'm not trying to do it, and so I think I'm just getting even more frustrated, where it's like, I kind of need to use it in certain places, the double jump, and then you end up on the other side of the fence, where you don't want to be. And it just keeps happening accidentally. Checkpoint. Close, huh? If you say so. You know, I feel like I played Shinobi 3 not that long ago, and I was terrible at it. Terrible at it. I don't know what happened, but I was terrible at it. But the first time I played it, I remember beating it, and not with a great amount of difficulty. So, in my mind, it's not as hard as this. But maybe it is, and I'm just being delusional. It seems like it's easier than this. Ugh. That was all because I was trying to double jump and couldn't. Trying to think of what an easy game would be. I feel like the last few weeks I've been playing, even though the Kirby game is not really that hard, I think I was just getting more bored with it than it was difficult. It wasn't difficult. It was just getting a little repetitive. I was just getting bored of it. But even the Castlevania game I played last week, even though I beat it, it's still pretty damn hard. Is there like an easy game that's fun for any system? I've got tons of other systems here. I've just mostly played NES and then Genesis and Super Nintendo a little bit. Like, I have a few... This is, again, one of those debates I have with streaming. I have, like, a GameCube. I have a Wii. I have a PlayStation 4. They just seem like bigger games, both in size and, like, notoriety, I guess. That maybe more people are playing them. You know, like, I don't need to make a video about Persona 5 Strikers. I'm sure plenty of... What the fuck just happened there? That was awesome. That ruled. I just got let out of the airlock. That's too funny. But yeah, I debate if there's games on those systems that would fit into my I only want to play it for about 2 hours category. Because the games for these systems kind of naturally fit into that time pretty well. But I'm thinking maybe something like Pikmin for the GameCube. is like involved, but not so much that. All right. Okay. Didn't understand how it worked. I don't think I could play Marvel Madness for 2 hours. Kagane or Hagane, which would be kind of. God damn it, this again. I don't own Hagane, by the way. I wish. I think maybe the rarest Super Nintendo game I own. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Twisted Tales of Spike McFang. I don't know. Ogre Battle, Earthbound. They're not like the super rare ones. I do have some more rare. Kirby's Dream Land 3 is kind of rare. But I'm not really a Super Nintendo collector, so my collection there is not that deep. I think you're talking about Hagane, yeah. But it's one of... I mention it in collection because it's one of the rarest Super Nintendo games. So it goes for pretty crazy prices. I like Journey to Silius. It's very hard. It is very hard. I don't know if I could get very far on a stream. But I've gotten better at it, so maybe a little bit. Debating how much I want to keep playing this. It's kind of driving me crazy. Man, so this is what I mean. I'm constantly debating this stuff. So like, I love Clash of Demon Head. That game is really fun, but it's a hard one to stream because you kind of need to know where you're going. And I know the point of those games was that you're supposed to figure it out, but like, to do it live while talking and like kind of trying to figure it out, it's like a little too much brain power. I can't really focus on everything at once. And so something like that where you kind of need to know where you're going and help to navigate it, it would be kind of hard to play without it. So like I need to finish playing Faxanadu, for instance. I owned it as a kid, so even though it's kind of a confusing game, I can, for the most part, get through it. Same with Zelda 2. Like, if you'd never played Zelda 2 and you were streaming it for the first time, you would be very confused about what to do. But I've played it a million times, so I know where to go, for the most part. And so, games like Blaster Master, like a bunch of those NES games that are just a little confusing, I just don't know if I could do it justice. If it wouldn't just be me going back and forth over and over again and being confused. And I don't know. Again, maybe I overthink this stuff when I'm thinking about you guys. I feel like you guys are usually pretty appreciative of whatever. But I just want to try and pick what I think will be the best experience, which is like, to me, something that's quick and dirty, but also like fun and challenging. So Castlevania is like a prime example of that. Any Castlevania 1, God, I keep thinking I can jump over that. Castlevania 1, 2, or 3. Sorry, Castlevania 1 and 3. Castlevania 2 is a prime example of what I don't want to play. I mean, I do. I love that game, but like, that I don't think I could play on stream and not just feel like I'm getting lost. I would like to play Castlevania 3 again, because I have streamed it once and I did not beat it, so I would like to try it again. Because I can beat it, I just gotta really be dedicated. It's like you delude yourself into thinking something that doesn't work is going to work every time. Ooh, speedrun for Castlevania Bloodlines. Yeah, I will finish Faxanadu. I keep talking about it, or Fazanadu. I keep thinking about it. Yeah, speaking of Twitch, I'm back on Twitch for a second. Go, get the fuck out of there. Whew. Hungry Garaya, I think, said that she's streaming on there 4 times a week. And that blows my mind. And I guess if you were a real streamer and that's how you made your income, and wow, fuck me. And you're getting paid good money, like, I don't really understand the economics of it, but let's just say you're getting paid good money. I could see that you would play, you know, 4 or 5 hours a night, every night, or 5 nights out of the week or whatever, as a job. That's just what you do. But if you're not quite getting that level of income, damn, that's a lot of time. A lot of time to be streaming. Because I'm not saying it isn't fun, but like it has a goal, right? Otherwise, why put it on video? Like, why not just play? Damn, this fucking level. It's not as frustrating as the other ones, but I keep getting caught in the same trap. But yeah, why keep doing it all the time? 100 people a stream I'm assuming that's good. I've seen with these streams, and I think it hasn't been crazy. It's usually about 30 people, 40 people, sometimes 50. I think there's a point where my channel was getting a lot of views after like one particular video, and there's maybe 70 or 80. But it's not usually like that, even for like a popular game. So yeah, I assume getting 100 is probably a decent amount of people consistently. Still so much I don't understand. Again, some of that's just me being an old man, and some of it is I think I'm just not as ingratiated in the culture of streaming as other people. I just haven't really like adapted it for myself. I just kind of enjoy doing it, and I'm sure that's what a lot of people think. I think there's so much I could learn if I was like really into watching the videos in the same way I feel like I've learned a lot from just watching retro reviews. See, this doesn't make me mad. Maybe it should, but it doesn't. Because it doesn't feel like the game is being cheap. It feels like I'm being dumb. It feels like I'm... It feels like that was a little cheap. It feels like I am fucking up. I'm like not playing this correctly, and that's why. Why not sit down, have a chat, get some insight. The doors. I know they're there. I'm very aware of them. I'm so aware of them. But somehow I keep like that. Those bombs are obviously set up there to knock you into that door. Just like that. Just like that. Damn, this is hard. Damn, this is hard. You said I could talk to... I guess I could probably spend more time watching... I think I've watched her streams, and there's no camera, there's none of the, like, tricks and stuff that I've noticed. It's really just, like, game footage being played. So it's probably more indicative of her appeal in general. I don't know. It's perfect timing. Yes, please. I will. What time is it now? This is 2 hours and 7 minutes in. Oh, it really is Spider-Man. I always thought that was like an homage to Spider-Man, not really Spider-Man. If you guys have Twitch channels to recommend, please say them now. I will check back later and read about them or read about them. I will watch their streams and see if I can glean something from it. So Little Mixer, I will give a shout. Give it a shot. I gotta say, this is pretty hard. I gotta say, all the games on the Genesis 6-pack are pretty hard, except for Columns. They're pretty tough. This game was pretty tough. Sonic is kind of tough. And I know in most people's estimation that like these games are really not the hardest, but to me that's pretty hard. I know, somehow I eked 2 hours out of this. And I didn't play 1 second of Streets of Rage, which, like I said, there's another stream of it if you want to watch that, but we did beat Streets of Rage and Streets of Rage 2, so. Yeah, please don't recommend any OnlyFans channels. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm going to think a little more about what I want to play in the next few weeks, because I think I'm starting to run into a problem, and this is just life shit, and where I'm like, every week I'm kind of like, wait, what do I want to do? So even today, like a couple hours ago, I didn't really know what I was going to be playing, so I want to maybe be a little more prescient of that, because I think I enjoy these games more when I've had a little more preparation, where I kind of like, I loved playing the Mega Man games because I kind of had a game plan, even though I hadn't really played them. Whereas I did do Little Samson before. Thank you, though. Duke Donuts, I'll check it out. But like, I think it helps me be able to multitask a little better when I really know the game, because I think in this case, I didn't really know these as well. So then I spent a lot of time playing the game and kind of forgot to check in with you guys. And then, so it helps to kind of have a better perspective on what I'm doing, because I feel like I'm more comfortable and more at ease, and then I can kind of be like, what's going on? This is me, if you can't tell. This is me side-eyeing my computer, which is right down there. So I kind of keep looking over where the comments are, but it would be a little easier to do it that way. Link to the Past. Maybe a little too long. And Mighty Final Fight I actually did play a few weeks ago just for kicks. Or maybe I'll have a homie over soon and play something that also kind of takes some pressure off. Not pressure, but like off my mind as far as what I'm trying to think and do at the same time. Is there another 6-in-1? What's the other 6-in-1? For the Genesis? I did not know there's another 6-in-1. Is it like a PAL thing, or is it just for the Sega Genesis? I'll leave the music on in case you guys want to hear it. I turned it off on this screen. You can hear that sweet, sweet tunes. Yeah, Contra would be fun. Yeah. Oh, the NES 6-in-1. Oh, you mean the Caltron 6-in-1 or the Myriad 6-in-1? I do not own either of those. I'm not much of a bootleg collector or unlicensed collector, but those games are pretty fun, and they're not fun. Yeah, let me think about it, and maybe I'll make more of a schedule and kind of have like a better setup of how I want to do it. But and yeah, I think let's just see how this video goes on Tuesday, and then when I kind of post and say what's going on, I will either be doing another thing on here, or I will be moving to Twitch and try it out and just see if I like it. So yeah, have a great Thursday. If you guys are interested, check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/biglewords. But really just check in for new videos. I'm trying to catch back up to doing them more regularly, but it's going to be a little more inconsistent this year, as I kind of have to do some other real life stuff, but I'll still be making shit. Yeah. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you for joining me. It's really awesome that you did. And yeah, have a good night. Bye.